Hey fam, welcome back to our channel. To all the new subscribers, welcome. To all the returning subscribers, our day ones, welcome back guys. Yeah, welcome to yet another video on this channel. For those of you who don't know us, my name is Matapelo and you are?
Hi guys, my name is Kenneth, the other driver in the show.
Yeah, so guys, today we are going to talk about something that has really been it's a really confusion for a lot of people. It's this topic that is the grass always greener on the other side. And maybe just to give context, we are not just talking about relationships, because a lot of time this phrase is used for relationships. You know, when someone is hurtful and they're like, actually there's better for me outside, you know, the grass is greener for me outside, there are greener pastures here. That's what they normally say, there are greener pastures elsewhere, you know. So we are not just talking about relationships, but everywhere, whether it's work wise, when you're about to put yourself out there in the market to start applying. Does this concept, the grass is always greener the other side, is it true? What comes to your mind? Do you think there is such a thing as the grass is always greener?
Yep, I do believe that there is such concept that the grass is always greener. Just that how we use the concept, we might use it in the wrong way, you know. And for the grass to be greener, you just need to know what exactly makes the grass to be greener. And people are not willing to know what makes the grass to be greener. They just want to end up in the greener side of it. Although it's it really takes some sort of a process, some sort of work to get the grass to be greener. And once you know the ingredients of making that grass greener, then yeah, the grass will always be greener wherever you want to create it. But people need to first know what makes the grass to be greener. So the concept is there, but the people are misusing the concept. They are using it in a way that it's not supposed to be used, you know. They are not really aware about the ingredients. They just want the greener pastures. I don't know who must create these greener pastures for them, but we know that they want greener pastures. And to get the grass greener, any grass can be greener, guys. Any. Just for you to know what it takes to get that grass greener. You must water the grass. You must work on that grass. That's what makes the grass to be greener. So if you're going to live, whether it's a relationship, whether it's your work, and you don't understand why you are living, or you just want greener pastures, you just want happiness, but you don't know the ingredients to making the happiness, to making the grass greener, then you will find yourself, you know, being confronted with the same situation. You'll get into a greener grass and the grass ends up dying because you don't know how to keep it green. You don't know what made that grass to be greener. You know?
Yeah, and I think that is a very important point to emphasize. A lot of people who keep on using this concept that there are greener pastures or the grass is greener the other side, a lot of them don't understand the process that makes the grass to be green.
True.
And even though you can find the grass green, or even though you can find the grass greener, greener will be more better than where you come from, right? But if you don't know how to sustain it to be green, then you just as good as someone who did not find the grass green.
True.
Because eventually it will die off, you know. And even with a relationship, even with work, even with everything, if you don't understand the process that makes the environment to be healthy, if you don't understand that there is work that needs to be put in for the outcome to be the way that it is, then chances are, even though you can walk into a healthy environment, if you don't know what made it to be healthy, as soon as the people who made the environment healthy leaves, it will go back to it being unhealthy.
True. I mean, like, it's not that difficult to starting to be on the greener side of things. What is more difficult is working on the grass to be green, you know. So people end up leaving relationships because they feel that the relationship are not working out for some reason, and they want relationships that are going to work out, whether it's a work relationship, whether it's a personal relationship, whether it's the relationship, the entanglement one. So it depends to say that, do you want to make it greener, or you want someone to keep it greener, whether you just want to live on top of it. So I would really say to people that as much as we use the concept like, I'm living to greener pastures, know what makes the grass to be greener. Know the work that will come with you that you need to do in order for you to sustain the grass to be greener. Otherwise, it's going to die. You will find it green and you won't sustain it, you won't work on it, and it ends up dying because of you don't know what it takes for it to be green. So,
but Kenny, I think there is a very thin line in terms of accepting if the grass will ever be greener and knowing when to let go,
True.
And I like to draw on the experience that we had with Mama Tili. Mama Tili was one of our clients. We were preparing books for her, and one of the things that I valued from her was knowing to not throw in the towel, but knowing when to stop as far as her business is concerned. She knew that she put in the work, but at some point she needed to come to terms that, no matter how much I put in this project, it's never going to work. So when does one really draw the line to say, I've put in the work, I've tried everything, now it's just for me to pick what's mine?
It's like watering a grass that is dead or that has been burned, and you want a burned grass to be greener. It will never be greener. It has died. You just need to plant a new one. So what I mean by that is, you are right. There's a very thin line between overworking on something that is not working. Yes, we are always saying that for it to be greener, you must work on it. Now imagine yourself working in a relationship that is not working out, and because of this concept of saying a person must work for that grass to be greener, you can see that this grass, it's not the grass that needs you to just water it. You must plant a new seed somewhere. So sometimes we end up working on burned grasses, and when the grass is burned, it will never be greener. When the grass is burned, the grass is dead, you must just plant a new grass. And if you're not going to do that, then you are working on nothing. You're watering where you will never see the green side of it, because it's burned, it's dead. What is needed from you is to plant a new seed. So how do you then see it or tell yourself that, here it's a very difficult statement. It's a professional judgment, I guess, from one's perspective as well, because of some people, they give up very, very quickly. Some people, they have the long heart on working on something before they give up. So it's a professional judgment, man. If you feel like you are fed up, you are really fed up. If you really feel like you're fed up, you are fed up. And that's what it takes, because people are different after all. We are very relative people. What might seem like something that I can work on, for other people is something that they cannot work on. So know yourself as well. It's about individualism. It's about us being individual, understanding yourself. What you want, what is it that you don't want, and what does it mean for you when you have worked on something? What does it mean? How long would you have to say that I've worked on this, now I can't work on it anymore, I need to move? It's really a professional judgment, and it depends on individuals. But then do not blindside things that you can see that they are not working and you're just there, because that's the danger of this whole working the grass that does not become greener. You must understand when to stop working on this grass, because you can clearly see that there is no greener side coming. So it's a professional judgment.
And I think in terms of what assists in knowing when to stop watering the grass, it's when it starts to change you. I believe that when two people are in something or are working on something, the results need to multiply. If I was going to do it and then now it's the two of us who are working on something, the results need to be better.
Sure.
And also when you work with someone, or when you are in a relationship with someone, or when you are in a working environment, ultimately it needs to grow you as an individual needs to grow. Your personality, how you see things, a lot of things about you need to grow. I'm not saying change, but grow. You need to become a better person. But the moment you are constantly watering something, but instead of you growing, you are actually deteriorating, you are constantly upset, you are constantly complaining, it just makes you a worse off person than a better person. Then I think for me, that's when you know that actually it's time to.
Yeah, and it also is not healthy, to work on something that depresses you all the time. I mean, like one way of working on things is that we like to do is that the other person will be working on that relationship, because relationship includes more than one person. The other person is not working on it, so it doesn't matter the level of effort you're going to put. If you're putting it alone and the next person, they are not putting the same relationship, while it's a work relationship, if you're trying to create a very friendly relationship between you and your boss, and you're the only person who's working in that relationship, then it will never work, because your boss must also come to the party and do their part. A relationship is two-way stream. There's no funny way about it. So even in your own love life relationship, it's two ways. If I'm going to want this relationship to work, both of us should work on it. So if I'm working on it on alone, it's just going to take so much effort, and your effort are going to go into a drain, because the other person, they are not working on that relationship. So teamwork works best in
and it will end
relationships.
up being frustrating, if you are constantly the one who's putting in the work, who's for you to be happy or for the relationship to work, it's constantly one-sided. At some point it becomes emotionally draining, and some things you can't prevent their fruits. Someone who's emotionally drained produces a certain energy, and that is the fruit of the person being emotionally drained. They become negative, they become complaining, and all of those things. When you look at the person that you were before the situationship that you were in and the person that you are now, you really need to have honest conversations with yourself to say, you know what, actually, I'm not becoming a better person. This thing, this partnership, whatever it is that we are doing, it's not working for me. And it really requires one to be honest. Be honest with yourself. Know when to stop. You know? And unfortunately, there is no guideline to say after 1, 2, 3, 4 then stop. After 1, 2, 3, 4. It really it's something that requires your discretion. But as an individual, you know when you have emotionally invested into something and there is no return.
And again, when you work on any sort of relationship, make sure that the other party knows that they also need to work on that relationship, because it doesn't assist that you're working in private, you're working in silent, and now I'm just thinking everything is okay. According to you, you're putting in the work and you're just working, you are fed up, you're being fed up, and I don't even know, because I'm thinking that on my side I'm seeing that this grass is greener. And now you just want to work on it, to water the grass, water this grass. According to me, the grass is fine. So make sure that you guys talk, make sure that you make the other person aware that we are working on, you are working this thing out. So that they
because sometimes you can be fixing something alone. And the other person does not even think that there is something that needs to be fixed.
You end up, when you ask me, I wasn't even aware that you were fixing something. So that's what happens with many people. Many people are so unhappy, and because they don't say it to their partner, or they don't say it to the next person whom they're in that relationship with, whether it's work relationship, guys, whether it's love life relationship, unhappiness is unhappiness. If you're not happy with how your boss is treating you and you are not going to let them know, they will think that they are treating you in the best way. Same with any relationship. If you're in love and you are not telling your partner how unhappy you are because of certain things that they do, they will never know. So it's two ways. That's what I'm saying, that don't work on something with someone without the other person knowing that you're working on it. They need to see that you're working on it. They need to know you're working on it, so that they also come to the party and do their part.
Okay guys, so that is our 2 cents on the grass being greener, or on the topic that there are greener pastures. Greener pastures, like Kenny said, they are always, as long as you know how to make them greener, then they will always be there. As long as you know how to water the grass to be greener, then the grass will always be greener on the other side. As long as you understand the amount of work that needs to be put in for the grass to be greener. It does not just happen. You can stumble upon a greener grass, but if you don't know the work that needs to be put in, if you don't understand the work that needs to go in for the grass to be greener, then you are going to find it greener, but eventually it will die off, because you don't understand the basic principles in terms of what sustains the grass to be greener. So that's it from us. Do you have any departing comments, Kenny?
Yes.
Okay.
I would just like to reiterate the question to you guys, back to you, to say that, is the grass greener on the other side always? Just think about it. For me, greener pastures is a state of mind. So what I mean by that is that it doesn't matter, like Matapol has said, it doesn't matter, guys, what relationship. You can jump from relationship to relationship looking for this greener pastures, you will never find it. Reason being, you must know what you are talking about when you talk about greener pastures. Define greener pastures for you. And when you get into that relationship, work relationship, love relationship, make sure that you let the other party know what makes you feel happy, what makes you think this relationship is at a healthy state. Define those things so that both of you can work towards the same goal. People are not defining what they want when they get in relationships. We don't even know they are happy if they are not happy. But we know that people, they want greener pastures. Define your greener pastures. Once you know what is greener, what is it that you are going to identify as being a greener pasture for you, it's easy to invite the other party and say, according to you, this is how you define their greener pastures. Also let them define their greener pastures, and meet each other halfway, where both of you will agree that this is our greener pastures, so that you always water that grass where you think it's green.
Okay guys, that's it from us. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment down below.
Don't forget to like.
Kenny asked you a very important question. What do you think your greener pasture is? Do you think there is such a phrase as the grass is always greener? Let's engage in the comment section. From us, we appreciate you, we love you, and please don't forget to subscribe. So that's it from us, guys. Bye bye.